Good morning, everyone. The light is bright. I was like, I'm not going to talk about the light, but it's right in your face. Good morning. I'm Rajwinder Kaur. I'm with the Dairy Council of California. I'm here representing the Let's Eat Healthy initiative. Just a raise of hands. How many of you are familiar with Dairy Council of California? Yay! Oh, I see someone waving too. I love it. I love the energy. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, perfect. So in our short time together, my goal is to share a little bit about Dairy Council of California, the Let's Eat Healthy initiative, share 3 success champion stories, and hopefully inspire all of you to engage with the Let's Eat Healthy initiative and to also engage with partners. The whole theme of my session is partnerships. A little bit about Dairy Council. So for over a century, Dairy Council of California has empowered educators, health professionals, and community leaders, just like you in the room, to elevate the health of children, communities, through the pursuit of lifelong healthy eating patterns. I love that we're a cause-based organization. Our values. So quickly, I'll go over our values. At Dairy Council, we believe in advancing nutrition security for optimal growth, health, and well-being, in ensuring equitable access to nutrition education and healthy foods, and that milk and dairy foods are essential in sustainable food systems. And the fourth one that I really want to emphasize today is that collaboration is vital to maximize collective impact. Collaboration, partnerships. We should do a little count how many times we're going to hear that today. Okay. The Let's Eat Healthy initiative is it's powered by Dairy Council of California. It's the activation of our organization cause, and it invites champions like yourself to engage with us. So Dairy Council believes in collaboration is vital to improving the health of our communities, and that collaborative efforts have a greater impact on the health of children, families, and communities. Together, we have more impact than we do individually. So the Let's Eat Healthy initiative is like the activation of it. So it's the coordination, the collaboration, and the co-creation. Let's Eat Healthy is just working with partners. The goals, there's 3 goals for the Let's Eat Healthy initiative. Goal number 1, to increase nutrition security across California with a focus on children and their families. Goal number 2, ensuring science-based nutrition information and messaging are consistent, relevant, age-appropriate, and culturally informed, and available to all. Goal number 3, collaboration, using partnerships to support nutrition equity through nutrition education, food, agricultural literacy, and food access. Okay, so these are the 3 community champions that I'm going to kind of share a little bit about their stories. So Let's Eat Healthy collaborated and provided financial support through our community grants program. The grants help these partners enhance or create resources and programs. The projects came out of the needs of the community. So I'm going to talk about the City of Rancho Cucamonga, their Healthy RC program, the North Valley Military Institute with Chef Gabby, with Cooking with Families, and Centennial Farms. We'll start off with Healthy RC. I'm not biased, but this is where I live, so this one's dear to my heart. And what they did was, the goal was youth empowerment through nutrition education. So the city has a Healthy RC Youth Leaders program where it's middle school and high school students. They have this application process. The city goes to all the middle school, high schools, and then they kind of pick and choose, and all the teens have to apply to be part of the youth leaders, and then they kind of interview. So it's very exclusive, but it's kind of inclusive of all. They have about 50 teens involved in it this year. And so there was teens within that Healthy RC Youth Leaders that wanted to focus on nutrition education and nutrition security. So what they did was they worked with a local chef. They created recipes that were teen-friendly with ingredients that you can find easily at grocery stores, and that these are recipes since teens create them. Hopefully they recreate them at home. Think of like an easy after-school snack is what they wanted to do, while also learning about nutrition education. So nutrition education, youth empowerment, recipe testing, all of that came together at the Teen Summit. There's a annual Teen Summit that happens every year during spring break. The teens that were part of this cooking, this program, what they did was they had 2 breakout sessions at this Teen Summit where they demonstrated the recipes, they explained the nutrition behind it, and actually the participants, the teens that were in that session, got to actually make the recipes. So it was very hands-on, very interactive, and they did 2 sessions with 60 youth total. And so here's some of the evaluation. And I love the way the teens, what they wrote, some of the quotes. So some of the evaluations from the Teen Summit about this session was, this recipe, referring to the chocolate dip, is fire. And then actually that chocolate dip recipe is really good. The teens created 3 recipes. One was like a mango lassi or like a smoothie recipe. The second one was like a vegetarian ceviche. And the third one was a yogurt chocolate dip. They all had dairy inclusive recipes. So, and I've made all 3 with my children. And the chocolate dip one is really, really nice. The recipes are on our website too. And then if you look at the data we collected, about 2/3 of the teens agreed that the breakout session taught them how to make healthy cooking recipes. Okay, so that was Healthy RC Teen Leaders. The second champion success story is Cooking with Families, a creative twist on familiar foods. This is with the North Valley Military Institute, which is it's in Southern California. So what they did was they wanted to empower youth and families by creating a new twist to familiar foods. You know what the new twist is gonna be? The little healthier recipes. The key components of the program were familiar foods and meals that are presented in a new and fun way, using many food groups and many flavors, designed to inspire families to cook together, try new foods, new flavors, making healthy eating decisions at home together. Cooking sessions, they aligned with National Nutrition Month and National School Breakfast Week. They were inspired by the available ingredients at the local school food pantry. 15 families participated in this program. The sessions were delivered virtually by Chef Gabby, and Yadira implemented the program at the site in Los Angeles. So during National Nutrition Month, families came together for a cooking class and a Q&A session with the chef. They always dedicated time to have a Q&A with the chef, and that time always ran over. The families were so engaged, having access to a chef that they could learn nutrition education from. That was probably a really valuable part. At the last session, families received a tote bag full of nutrition education, gift cards to local stores to purchase the recipes. And this is what the recipe cards look like. I absolutely love the recipe cards. I have a 4-year-old. We love to cook together. And sometimes he can't read yet. So the recipes are kind of hard when I'm like, we need this, we need that. But these are so visual. He can go in the fridge and he can get the zucchini. He can grab one of the ingredients and he can kind of see, oh, this is what we're going to do. And sometimes when I look at a recipe on my phone, I get lost as to where the recipe is and where the feedback is and where the advertisement is. So just visually, these are just so simple. And our favorite right now is the banana carrot breakfast muffin. And they're easy to adapt because we've already made them with blueberries. And this weekend, we're going to try them with pumpkin. Get in the holiday spirit. They're in Spanish and in English. And if you go to that website on the bottom, there you can actually watch Chef Gabby doing the recipes. And then the evaluation for this was 90 to 100% of the participants, so the parents, agreed that they got helpful information on nutrition and cooking that will increase their likelihood of sharing and cooking the presented recipes. The third champion success story, number 3, is at Centennial Farms in Orange County. And their project was enhancing milk and dairy education in the community. So what they did was they wanted to update their dairy ag literacy and education resources to enhance the health benefits of dairy. So the resource update that they did was the milk processing module video that they showed during farm tours. They updated that video. And then the docents that do the tours at the farm, they got training on nutrition education, highlighting the health benefits of milk and dairy foods. They used all this information during the dairy tours with elementary students, with parents, and with teachers. And they also have a ranch after school program for 4th and 5th grade. So they got to use that with the 4th and 5th grade. And with that, they actually use experimental hands-on activities. And they do farm field trips. And what was really nice about the farm field trips is the docents, the education that they've learned, they're then passing that on to the students, to the teachers, to the parents. And so the evaluation for that is, as you can tell, 85% of the students strongly agree that it's important to eat dairy foods like milk, yogurt, and cheese each day. And in the green and in the red, those are quotes from teachers that go through the tour. And it's very important to share this information with kids on the tour. Kids are very visual, and it's easier to demonstrate the benefits of healthy living. So another nice little thing about Centennial Farms is they also did Imaginology Weekend, where they partnered with our mobile dairy classroom, and then they had 10,000 participants come through that in April. Okay, so I shared my three examples, and now the alignment to CalFresh Healthy Living. Partnerships, partnerships, partnerships. All three of these grant programs are examples of partnerships, of us working together to highlighting and to making this work more impactful. Co-creation. There's something tangible that came out of all three. The youth created 3 recipes. Those 3 recipes are now used in the city's after-school program with parents and with students. Those 3 recipes, the youth leaders are going to elementary sites and teaching elementary students doing those recipes. Chef Gabby's recipes, the cooking with a twist, they're on the webpage. Anyone can go in and have a demonstration of the recipes. And then the updated dairy video at Centennial Farms, that's available at all the tours. Youth empowerment. All 3 examples are also shown youth empowerment. Healthy RC teens, they had breakout sessions at the Teen Summit. They're the ones leading, they're the ones teaching the cooking, the nutrition education. And what was also really nice is that these teens, when they were sharing the nutrition education, they kind of put their own cultural relevance to some of these recipes. Like, oh, this smoothie, it's kind of like a mango lassi that we make in our Indian culture, or ceviche that's very popular. And also, like, I have an 8-year-old, and she loves it when an older student comes in and teaches her. I think it's so impactful. She's just like, she learns a lot more and builds a relationship with that student. So learning from your peers is just so much more powerful. The cooking with a twist, with the youth empowerment, it wasn't just for parents, it wasn't just for students, it was for the whole family. So the whole family's together, having this experience together, learning these recipes, they're part of the decision making. So it's not just one parent like, oh, I got this recipe, we're gonna do it, but hey, we learned this thing together, why don't we try this at home now? The farm to school connection is especially strong with Centennial Farms. So my big takeaway is partnerships. We need to work together to move the needle. We're stronger and have more impact together. I love my CalFresh Healthy Living, and I see my San Bernardino team, and I just want to quickly share one more example. Earlier this year, a school district reached out to us. They wanted to do something. So I always like, CalFresh, how are we going to do this together? So we came up with this. It's National Breakfast Week, so why don't we do a recipe tasting of a yogurt parfait? And so what we did is we had the school food service staff help us prep these parfait samples. We did nutrition education with the kids. And since school food staff was already there, they could hear the feedback from the students, all the positive feedback that they heard, like, oh, this is great. Can we have this on the menu? Can we do this? And since they were there, they had their buy-in. They're like, oh, this was really easy to prep. We helped you guys do it. So then now this year it's on the menu. So kids can be like, hey, I helped pick this out. And school food service is like, hey, I helped make this. I heard this. And then Dairy Council and CalFresh just kind of in the background was like, yes, a success story. Yay, I see my team clapping. Okay, before I go, I'm gonna put a little plug in, the Let's Eat Healthy. I want you to join the initiative, so get your phones out, get the QR code, be a member of the initiative. And with that is my contact. Feel free to reach out to me, my colleague Sonia, stop by our table. Thank you so much.